What's going on, everybody? My name is Debari. Welcome back to PreRolled Exotics. Hope you guys are having a good day. It's a beautiful day here in Las Vegas. Happy Friday to you guys, or whenever you're watching this. And I'm in a good mood. I just found out that my favorite team, the Raiders, just picked up the best receiver in the NFL. So it's looking like it's going to be a good season. If any football fans are out there, sorry, we got your boy. Go Raiders. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Quick little update. All right. So, like I said, it's been a pretty interesting few months. Sorry for the wait. I've been, hope you guys miss me as much as I miss making these videos and sharing my snakes with you guys. I did end up going to the Reptile Expo that they had in Vegas, as I previously mentioned, and it was a pretty cool show. I didn't want to record it because, I mean, honestly, this time I just kind of wanted to sit back and enjoy it myself. You know what I mean? I wanted to be able to just walk around, take my time. Me and my girl had a great time looking at all the selections. There's a big amount of ball pythons, of course, which are fine. Those are cool too. We actually were looking for a corn snake, believe it or not. And I know I'm not usually, I don't have any corn snakes, and there's kind of like a starter pet, but I think there's still great snakes. They're amazing, but I wanted to get a specific pair. I wanted to get like a nice example. I didn't want like a basic albino or anything like that. I was really looking for like an Okatee. Okatee is like one of my favorite versions of the corn snake. So I was like, all right, my girl really 101. If we're gonna get a corn, I'm gonna make sure we get a nice corn. So we walked around. We didn't see a lot of good corn snakes, to be honest. To be surprisingly, there wasn't a good selection of corn snakes. There was more ball pythons. There was hog noses. There's a lot of boas. There's definitely a lot of boas. I remember the boa scene was pretty big there. But overall, it was a great show, and I ended up meeting a guy from Jam Colubrids. I'll go ahead and when I find the card, I'll go ahead and screenshot it for you guys so you guys can pick it up. He had a great selection of I think he had what were they, like gopher snakes as well. He had like albino gopher snakes. He had some pine snakes. He had a couple milk snakes, and then he had these two corn snakes that were in fact ended up being Okatee, and then they actually were diffused, and we got a great deal on them. He hit this up during quarantine right now, so I got them in some boxes, but I'll definitely do an update video for you guys and show them in person, get them out so we can really focus and I'll go into detail about those. But yeah, shout out Jam Colubrids. I'll put all the links in the description so you guys will follow them as well if you're looking for a dope corn snake or any other colubrid, because colubrids, those are my jams. So shout out Jam Colubrids. They did a great job, and I'm really excited about corn snakes, which is new to me. Usually I get excited about hog noses and things like that, but these corn snakes are beautiful. The genetics are A1. I think we got a hypo, we have diffuse in there as well, and I'll go over all that later, but it's they're pretty impressive. I like them. But yeah, so other than that, we'll do a couple of feedings at the end of this video. My snakes pretty much already ate, so we feed on Sunday, so they're due for another feeding, but they already ate, so I only have a couple that didn't eat, but I got those on film too. So I'll put those at the end of the video. And then today I just want to go over some quick things that I think everybody should keep that just makes keeping snakes a lot easier. So things that everyone should have in their reptile basement, closet, room, wherever you want to call it. So number one, spray bottle. Always keep a spray bottle. Spray bottles to me it just makes it easy. I keep fresh water in here. I use the same water that I drink. I don't use like tap water because especially depending on where you live, tap water is going to be really hard. So I use this just to misten down the enclosure. Especially if they're going through shed, I can just give them a mist real quick. Or if I have a hide box, I can lift it up and rehydrate it. And then also for my houseplants as well. You know, just nice to have a spray bottle around. Number two, paper towels. Can't live without paper towels, right? They're just of course, for obvious reasons, spot cleaning when you're going through the tubs and making sure everything's clean. And then if you make any accidents or spills, you can clean up real quick. It's just always good to have a roll of paper towels in the room. Why not? It's cheap. It's like $1. Get a roll of paper towels. Number 3, the heat gun. Get yourself a heat gun, get a good one. I know since COVID, these kind of went up, but they're coming back down. I think you get a good one for about $30, or check Amazon. But definitely get one with the laser that you can actually tell your surface temps, and just keep that around your room so you can quickly go through all your animal's cages and hit any spot actually on the animal or actually in the enclosure, so you know exactly what your temperatures are at. Because the last thing you want to do, especially with the summer coming up, you need to make sure everything's on key. So you want a real good, good quality one. Doesn't have to be the fanciest one, but get a nice thermostat. Actually, I have 2, just so you can compare and make sure they're still reading accurate. But yeah, can't be a reptile owner without a thermostat. That's just, or not a thermostat, a temp gun. I don't know why I've been calling it a thermostat this whole time. Nobody stopped me. Temp gun. All right, I don't know what number I'm on either, but my next one is gonna be the snake hook. Snake hooks are, to me, they're just invaluable because it gives you that confidence, especially if you have a baby snake that you don't want to intimidate too much, because unlike like your hand carries the heat, and a lot of snakes pick up and key in on that. If you're hesitant at all, you end up, you're gonna get a snake that's gonna shy away. It's gonna be a more difficult time. Not all snakes need hooks, of course. You can just reach in and grab them. A lot of people will tell you to get over your fear and just do that. But it definitely helps. So especially if you got a snake that's acting aggressive, it kind of builds up your confidence to be able to wrangle the snake. Because 9 times out of 10, once you get a snake outside the enclosure, it's gonna calm down. Usually all the nervousness is like getting the snake out. When the snake's looking at you, you're looking at him, and the more you hesitate and the more you flinch, the worse it's gonna get. So your only option is to dive on in or kind of like do that standoff, which for new people is gonna be intimidating. It's not gonna make it, keeping your snake is fun. When you can simply get a hook, boop, go in, do what you gotta do, pull them out, and then usually once it's in your hands, you don't need a hook anymore. Now you're good to go. But a snake hook is really good, especially if you have bigger snakes too, because it taps them out of that food mode. I have a hognose here. The Toffee, oh my God, her food response. If I open up that bin, she's gonna come out with her mouth open. She loves to eat, which is great for me. I love that. Especially anytime a snake's eating, especially a female, that's a win for me. But getting her out sometimes is a little precarious. So sometimes if I just, take the hook and just tap her on the nose, she snaps out of it. She realizes she's not getting fed, and it's time to go out and explore. So snake hook, get you one, keep you one. Even if you're a professional, it's good to have a snake hook. All right, feeding tongs. That's gonna be my next one. Feeding tongs, again, just like the snake hook, it kind of just separates you from being right in the snake's face. You know what I mean? It just eliminates all the need to be hesitant. You can actually work and handle your animals more confidently. And of course, nobody wants to get bit. Feeding responses like pretty much the only time you're really gonna get bit by a snake is if it's defensive or if it mistakes you for food. So a good set of tongs just eliminates that. You can clearly hand it off to the snake. The snake takes it off the tongs. You're good to go. But definitely keep these clean. Make sure that you want to sterilize them after you feed and things like that. Keep these clean. But yeah, and you can get bigger sizes as well. And they also have like hemostats. I think I have a pair of those somewhere that actually lock too, like scissors almost too. So these are cheap too, about like $6. You can find a good pair of them. But yeah, definitely recommend those as well. And last but not least, get yourself a nice scale. All right, just same thing with all these things. You want to make sure you clean and sanitize all these as you use them. I know there's been a lot of things about crypto and different diseases going around, so we want to make sure everyone's being safe, especially myself too. But yeah, so that's a disclaimer for everything I mentioned. Keep it clean. That goes with the paper towels too. Throw them away. So yeah, a scale. You want to have a scale, so you want to be able to keep track of your snake's weights. Of course, you want to make sure they're going up, not down. It's just a good way to catch any problems early. Because if you're keeping track of your snake's weight, they're growing, they're getting big, they're on track, and then if something is wrong and they start losing weight, you can catch it early and hopefully be able to get them back, turn them around, and keep them healthy. And you know what I mean? So yeah, you definitely want to know how big your snake is. I mean, obviously, I think it kind of goes without saying. A scale, you should probably have a scale. And these are cheap too, like $12 on Amazon. What a time to be alive, man. Amazon, you just get whatever you want. You ain't gotta leave the house. It'll come to your door. Gloves, same thing with the sanitary stuff. Always want a pair of gloves while you're picking up poop and things like that. You want to make sure that, if you want to just, I don't know, same thing with like confidence too. You just some people don't like to touch snake poop. Or sometimes you don't want to cross-contaminate if you have a lot of snakes. A lot of people are starting to wear gloves now, so I'm starting to see. So I think I'm going to join the glove gang as well, because I don't mind a good pair of gloves as well. Like I said, it just keeps everything sterile. Just something you should just already have. These are cheap as well. You might as well stock them up. Just makes your overall snake keeping experience easier and better for everyone. And last but not least, everyone's favorite, especially since coronavirus. Hand sanitizer. Everyone should have hand sanitizer in the room. This is almost a mandatory, I feel like, especially if you're not, you should be washing your hands. Like, wash your hands regardless. But if you in a rush or anything like that, you need to make sure you're using hand sanitizer before and after any reptile interaction, all right? Especially turtles. Turtles are nasty. So if you keep turtles, make sure you got some hand sanitizer and you got that Dom, you're doing the scrub-a-dub-dub, because those things are, oh, I love turtles, but man, they need to, I think they're best in like a big pond, so you don't have to deal with all that. But yeah, hand sanitizer, doesn't matter what kind, you just get a nice bottle. I have a bottle that's pretty big, and we like to refill this, but yeah, it's getting low. But make sure you keep some hand sanitizer, and make sure you just sanitize between each snake too, not just before and after. That way you're really minimizing any cross-contamination, anything like that. And that's just basic stuff I think everybody should know. That, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just a quick little video update. I'll go into depth, make some more later. I'm back, missed you guys, and we'll get to a quick little feeding video I have. You guys have a safe weekend, be cool, and I'll see you guys later. Stay blessed.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Cut this part out. How was that good? I'm all nervous. It's been a while.